Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about friendship, and I would like to start with a question for you, dear viewer. The question is this: are you capable of having a friendship with someone who isn't you? Now, this may seem like a rather strange question. There are two kinds of differences I'm talking about. First of all, if you're different category in one way or another, different skin color, different gender, different nationality, or belong to different churches or political parties or whatever, when you see religion and politics as group identity and what category you belong to. And that overlaps with the other difference of belief and opinion. If someone don't think exactly like you, if they don't draw the same conclusions or don't use the exact same concepts, can you be friends with them? Well, I would say yes, definitely. Differences in themselves doesn't have to matter. It's all about how you handle the differences. Pretty much all differences can be overcome, but friendship is a two-way street. You need to listen to each other and care about each other and not be so friggin' stuck up one way or another. Category doesn't matter unless you make it matter, directly or indirectly. If you bring it up all the time in a hostile way, that's a problem. If you don't bring it up but make it an issue indirectly, that's also a problem. Let's, for example, categorize people by wealth, how much money they have. If you have a friend who is much richer or poorer than yourself financially, if you're going to go out and do stuff together, you will have to think about the difference in money. If you don't think about the difference, it is very easy for the richer person to step on the poorer person's toes. You need to make a choice. You can limit your activities to things that are easily affordable to both of you, or you can do more expensive things, but then the richer person should pay more than half. If the richer person keeps asking the poorer person to make these huge investments that aren't that big to yourself, that can be a problem. And the same kind of problem can arise with any kind of privilege and underprivilege or whatever. So you need to think about that. The core thing is how you treat each other. I mean, the same thing with opinions. Your opinions doesn't matter for your friendship if you can agree to disagree. I mean, if someone's opinions directly hurt you or people you care about, sure, that can be a problem, and you probably need to talk about that like reasonable adults. But if you're just talking theory or politics or religion or whatever, you all you need to do is to keep a healthy distance from your own opinions. Like I said, don't be so stuck up. I mean, this goes both ways. I'm going to give you two examples. Both are fictional, but they do apply a lot to reality. Actually, whether one of them is fiction or not, that's very debatable. Either way, I have encountered both these things in real life several times, and they are really sad. The first was an article by someone who claimed that it's not possible to be friends with people of a certain skin color because everybody with that skin color is a racist. And when you call them racists, they don't want to be friends with you anymore. And that proves that they are bad people who you can't be friends with. Facepalm! The other example was a sad and lonely man with very strong opinions about comic books. Once upon a time he did have two friends, but they didn't agree with him on everything, and he was the one who knew what is a good comic book and what is not, and they refused to acknowledge his supremacy. So he disowned them, bragging about how he had stood up for his principles, that which really means something. In both these cases, in both these examples, we have self-righteous dichotomism, this black and white either or thinking, where you're either a racist or you're not, and you either have the right opinion or you're a bad person with a completely wrong opinion. There can't be a sliding scale, and in the second example it can't be any agree to disagree. With a healthy distance there doesn't have to be a problem. If you consider someone to behave in a way that is racist, sexist, bigoted, prejudiced, in any ways categoristic against yourself or someone you care about, of course you need to bring it up. You should try your best to not make it a either you submit to me or you're a bad person. On the other hand, if your friend starts raging at you, throwing words like bigot at you, you should give them a chance. You should listen not only to their hostility towards you, but also to what they have to say. If it becomes a pattern, it is abusive in at least one direction, maybe both. I mean, two wrongs does not become one right. If you are actually mistreating them and they mistreat you in return, that's two wrongs. It doesn't cancel each other out, it only gets worse. Friendship is a two-way street. You need to accept your differences. You need to respect each other and listen to each other and agree to disagree. It's not about who you are, what category you belongs to, what opinion you have, your beliefs, whatever. It's all about how you handle it. To be mature adults and behave as such. Of course, I'm talking about friendships between adults here. If two children are friends, you can expect a bit more of temper tantrums and just glossing it over afterwards. And if an adult and a child are friends with each other, the adult must be much more patient with the child than the child needs to be with the adult. But all in all, one of the basic things I'm trying to reach here with my question, my initial question, is that nobody else is you. If you're not going to accept that other people are not you, you will be completely lonely. You need to accept other people for who they are, not for who you want them to be. I will probably make another video about abusive so-called friendships, things to watch out for and such. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, this is all I have to say for now. Live long and prosper.